Alright, this is Get Good's Adventure, the third one. Now, after defeating Bloodstarved Beast in the Cathedral Ward, we will have access to this hidden path that was not accessible before. And it leads up an elevator to these crazy guys with machine guns. You're going to pick up the first rune that most likely you're ever going to pick up, which is a communion rune. It gives you 1 blood vial extra. Now down through here, there is a hidden path that will lead you to the next rune that you're going to get, which is a little more useful than the 1 blood vial up. It is going to be the Formless Odin rune. This gives you 4 extra Quicksilver bullets that you can carry. You also pick up the Messenger Urn Festival item. You can roll back down here and take minimal damage. I don't know what I was doing there. Anyway, and then we can go back up the elevator and continue on the main path. There's going to be 2 guys with guns here, so just try not to get shot or get by that guy. There's going to be a lot of enemies in this small area. It can be problematic. Especially if you're playing this badly. You can kind of kite them up these stairs, and if you have any weapon that can do and hit multiple people pretty well, it'll be easy. Just trying to do some of the combos here. These weapons are definitely getting to be pretty potent. Even at +3, they're still hitting pretty hard. I was going to go on this path over through here, but I'm going to end up doing it later because you can't come back without going back to the bonfire or the lamp. Another really great combo, which is the R2L2, because you do the attack and then you can use your L2 and it dashes you out of there. Also very similar on the when you see me just spamming bullets trying to get the parry on him. But it's very useful. It's very similar to the Beast Hunter Scythe transform attack from the trick mode to the normal mode. Now, there's typically 2 guys with guns, and they hit really hard. They kind of like to gang up on you, so you just run around the back and you can dodge them. You can really see the view of like Yarnum and the Cathedral Ward in certain areas that you don't even have access to yet. I believe that tree that you see is the one that's coming out of the middle, where there's the 2 large giants that are asleep. I checked this note. This is the first lore note that I think we'll really see. The sky and the cosmos are one by the choir. At this point, we probably don't know what the choir is or does. These flame strike guys are annoying. They hit hard, and there's sweeping attacks with those. Just strike to the side. They do drop a lot of bullets, though. And here we get the Radiant Sword Hunter badge, which is very similar to the Sword Hunter badge we get after the Cleric Beast, but it allows you to buy the Ludwig's Rifle, which is similar to the Blunderbuss, but I believe has better blood tune scaling and base damage, and the Ludwig's Holy Blade, which is, if you haven't heard about it, one of the best weapons in the entire game damage-wise. Now, we're going to begin moving down here to the drop. You're going to see how that goes for me. Well, you're not going to see it, but you're going to tell. Back here, there's a Wandering Madness that will give you your first set of Twin Bloodstone shards. Just do that to him. It's not an issue. 2 Twin Bloodstone shards from this guy. Allow you to get your weapon all the way up to +6, which we will get our weapon up to pretty soon. And this is where it cuts, because I missed and I died. So we're back. I'm making sure I get lined up and everything. Where's that going? Alright. Making sure I get lined up. You can see the notes and the gravestones. And you just kinda want to walk forward, like right into the ropes, and you should be fine. It might take you a couple tries. And then again, you just walk in a completely perpendicular angle to the wooden platform, and you'll hit it dead center. And here, you might notice something familiar. It is the abandoned old workshop. Give you a little bit of time. Yeah, it looked like the Hunter's Dream, because when it was created, it was based off of this. So the dream is based off of this. This is not based off the dream. We get the old hunter bone, which is an item that I will be making much use of later in this build when I get the amount of arcane required. I didn't see the description of it or anything, but essentially it speeds up your dash attacks and you go invisible. Not dash attacks, it speeds up your quick steps and your dodges and your back steps, and essentially all of your evasive maneuvers get sped up greatly, and you go practically invisible. You can cover a lot of ground with it. It's very useful in PvE and PvP, especially with the Blades of Mercy, which use dash attacks for a lot of the damage. Just reference that Bloodstarved Beast fight that I had. I told you I was going to reference it last time. It was just entirely dash attacks. This guy, you just need to backstab. With higher skill, you might be able to one-shot him. Just charge up another attack as soon as you finish the visceral attack, and you'll get him. Get the Beast Rune from him, which gives us +20 Beasthood. That could also be a pretty useful strategy with the Blades of Mercy because of how fast they are. I'm checking to see where the congregation of enemies is, and I don't see them, so I think it's pretty safe to try for this. There is a... I'm not sure what their official names are. I think they're called Snatchers, and they hurt a lot. Later in this, you'll see me take on a bunch of them when we go to the secret area. You just gotta be very careful, sneak up on them. Get just before you feel like you're in good range, just where the edge of your charge attack will hit them. Now, the only reason these guys are even remotely easy to take on is because they power up at about 2/3 health. So after one good backstab and visceral attack, they'll do the charge attack. They'll do the charge up attack, and you'll have plenty of time to backstab and visceral them again. And it wasn't very safe. If that tree hadn't been further out, I would have died because I almost got cornered by these guys. And this is what I love about these weapons. Especially that R2 combo. It's just so good. Alright, now there's another group of them off to the left. Just do the same thing to them. I'm surprised I got that twice in a row. That is the elevator that takes us up to where we need to go, and there's a little side path here arcane builds, brace yourselves, because it's pretty easy for you guys as well. I'm checking for Molotov cocktails. I didn't have any. If you're an arcane build, if you have about 20 arcane, you one-shot this guy with the Molotov. I thought the best idea would be just to take advantage of Blades of Mercy thrust attacks, because this guy is, I believe, Kin and weak to lightning, or he's weak to lightning and thrust damage. So I have thrust damage on this weapon. He's not as resistant. You can see how little damage I'm doing to him and how the thrust attack got him. Fire Blood Gemstone. It's like 8.4 or something % fire attack up, and it will convert your weapon into fire attack damage. Needless to say, that means the arcane scaling in your weapon will start to take place. So if you're a pure arcane build, put that into your saw cleaver or your threaded cane or whatever you started with, and you'll have a nice time with that. Through here is, of course, somewhere we haven't seen before quite yet, but you'll recognize it very soon. It leads to the back of the Cathedral Ward. And it's essentially a shortcut. Now, down, if you take a straight path from the bonfire, there is another one of those snatchers. Just let that snatcher kill you, and you will be taken to this place. Mess around, put the doll's clothes on. And then I attempt to switch it, and it doesn't go back until I do it again. It's really lagging out. There's a Wandering Madness up here. Another set of Twin Bloodstone shards for you. Alright. I can't remember. Yeah, I know what happens here. Another one of those moments. So, yeah, that happens to me a lot more than it happens to most other people. I'm just really bad with getting stuck in those positions. Just run past that guy because there will be a lamp up top. Alright. Now I can run past them. Just light this lamp. And the combat technique for these guys is pretty simple. Get your weapon in a form that can do a charge attack. And just try and hit them in the back. The more practice you've had with this, the easier it gets. After those grab attacks, you have a pretty easy time. But look out, because you get choke slammed by those grab attacks. And you will most likely die from them. I'm not going to get hit for a little bit here, but you'll see me get hit by these guys, and I almost die every time I get hit, like once. If they combo you, there's no way you're going to survive unless you've leveled completely Vitality. After this attack, if you're behind them, take advantage, get a charge attack. Only if you're behind them, though. Don't try and get behind them after you get in front of them and get hit by that, because it's not going to end as well as it did for me. We get a moon rune up here, which is increased blood echoes. And come around this pole and be sneaky, kill this witch. They'll grab you, and they hurt. Just like every enemy in this place. And they drop pebbles. Now through this right here is a Wandering Madness, and I don't do this, but if you continue up that path and take a left, there's a shortcut up to the lamp. I didn't do this. I don't know why I didn't do this, maybe because I'm not coming back here, but just continue. 2 good stamina combos with any weapon will take him down. Just get him in one of those corners. This boar gave me a laugh because he just kept pivoting. He didn't even do his roar he does whenever he sees you. And now he does it. Yeah. Failure. And just wait for him to do another attack. That attack's pretty good because he has good recovery time. And finish him off with a visceral attack. Simple. The worst enemies you're probably going to see here are the dogs because they hit hard and they're fast. Their dogs are just not enjoyable. There's two of them down here. My strategy is it's pretty easy for fighting these guys. You just sneak up behind them and Blade of Mercy. A dodge into an attack and a L2 will take these guys out. And it's also a very fast combo. They won't have much time to breathe. That is how you fight with these weapons, is you just don't give your opponent any time to breathe, and they'll go down pretty fast. Alright, there is going to be the actual threat of the dogs up here, because there's going to be two of them with one of the snatchers. And if you don't play this carefully, you'll easily get comboed by the two dogs at once, or you'll get hit by one, or the snatcher will just wreck you. Because if your full attention is not on those snatchers, you will easily get killed by them. Alright. See how much damage he hit me for there? Alright, so if you're good enough at this game, you can probably fight the snatcher in that area. But, I'm not good enough to do that. Kite them out into this open area by the staircase, and you should be fine. This guy gives me the most trouble. He hits me, I believe there's perfect tracking on that attack. I would just back away from it, honestly. He's frustrating. Let's see how much damage he hit me for in one of those attacks. They're pretty slow, and the secret for those attacks where they pull back their fist, not an open hand, is to just kite around them. You'll see me do it here, I believe. Kite them, and you're open for a backstab. Unless you miss, and then you gotta wait and do it again. And then finally you kite them, and you get the backstab. And as soon as you get your first backstab off, they're pretty easy because you just do it again. Alright, we are approaching the end of this. I'm gonna get some Twin Bloods. I'm gonna get a Twin Bloodstone Shard and a Cold Blood, and that's gonna be about it. In this entirety of the run, I'm gonna say I didn't play for more than about 23 or so minutes. There's not much I edited out. This was mainly my pure gaming session. Except, of course, I edited out the transitional parts and the just annoying parts. But you can have 10 Twin Bloodstone Shards by the end of this. So we're going to continue on with this in the next one. Peace.